Hello? Is anybody there?
Welcome back to The Trends and to another video about the favorite franchise of those who have a need for speed. You got it. We're talking about the world of Lightning McQueen, his loyal and rusty old mate, and the adrenaline you can only get at 200 miles per hour. In today's video, we're going to rewatch the newest installment of the franchise, the animated miniseries Cars on the Road, released last month on Disney+. To search for all of those little details that feel off, well, you better go for a quick pit stop, check your fluids and tires, and get ready to hit the road. Leave the rest to us. We'll show you all the mistakes you missed in Cars on the Road. Let's begin.
So what do you say? Why don't we all just throttle back, shut the heck up, and, I don't know, move on?
Cars 3 ended with Lightning McQueen fully embracing the legacy of the Hudson Hornet and getting a new paint job to celebrate his memory. But now in Cars on the Road, we can't help but wonder what happened to his last makeover. The dark blue paint with the lettering that reads "The Fabulous Lightning McQueen" was an interesting look for our speed guy, but it's nowhere to be seen. Instead, McQueen got yet another paint job, or that's what we have to assume because don't explain a thing about it. We only see McQueen back to his characteristic bright red and sporting a simpler design with the classic yellow lightning and the legendary number 95. He kind of reminds us of the classic look of DC's first Flash. McQueen looks cleaner without all of those sponsor stickers or the Rust Easy name across his body. Still, it feels like a mistake that they don't even bother to address the change, dismissing HUD's legacy. If they were going to apply a new paint coat on him, they could have started with the blue one he had at the end of Cars 3.
The West Philanthropists were the first grazing dino vans. They traveled in herds.
We're sorry to address this because the existence of dino cars as mecha-like versions of dinosaurs mixed up with car parts sounds too rad and too awesome to be considered a mistake. But we can't ignore what we have been seeing for years in this franchise, and it's inevitable to feel that the whole concept makes no sense at all. You see, if they presented us with a world that contains all the remnants of human civilization like monuments, the Eiffel Tower, all the human cities, etc., it's a mistake to tell us that this far in the franchise there were dino cars before Cars. It just doesn't fit into the world they have built so far. Think about it, how would this be possible? It's like there are two completely different evolutionary lines. One for the sentient machines that somehow still follow the human design for cars, and another one for humans and animals. No, it doesn't make sense.
Tell you what, you can pick the stops every time from here on out.
No, never again.
This is a tiny mistake, but a mistake nonetheless. In the second episode, when things get all shining and scary, the camera follows McQueen across the hotel corridors before he faces the horrible and scary twins that were calling him in the middle of the night. Well, the thing is, here we have a comedic bit in which Lightning tries to make a U-turn to get away from the ghosts, and he gets stuck in between two close walls with little to no space to make the turn. Then we see him bump against the walls, much like a reprisal of that famous and stupid scene where Austin Powers does the exact same thing with a car in the narrow corridors of a factory. Well, the thing is that only a few seconds after, he manages to run away with the twins and get to the elevator, he's in the same situation of needing to make a U-turn or be drowned by the flood of approaching antifreeze. But despite having way more room to execute the maneuver, he just jumps as if he had legs instead of wheels and turns away from the menace in a fraction of a second. So he never needed to make that U-turn in the first place?
Let the victor join our ranks to battle the army of opposition.
Let's get a bit technical here. Yes, we know this is a kids movie where the cars are sat in it and breathing, but we still can't completely ignore the laws of physics, right? That takes us to the third episode, which takes place in Death Valley. Here we see good old Mater being pimped with an exterior armor and rocket engine so that he can have a chance at being speed for once. And don't get us wrong, it's really cool that he gets to live out his dream for a few seconds, but we have to disagree with him being alive from that situation. situation. Come on, he even breaks all the speed records. We need to think about how a rusty old tractor like Mater, which is obviously falling apart, is able to withstand the tremendous physical forces any object would experience at that speed. Beyond the internal mechanics, which needs to be freaking awesome to put up with that speed, the materials in Mater's body simply can't hold up without bursting into pieces.
Mater, I gotta be honest, I always thought I'd be the one who'd be good at this. What am I missing?
Maybe you have seen this happen again and again across the Cars franchise, but we need it to be even more blatant and annoying here. We're referring to Mater's look. We understand that Mater's appeal as a character depends a lot on his ramshackle appearance, but it's like nobody wants to even try and give a good old mate a paint job. We have seen McQueen getting all pimped up again and again across the movie, and even in this B-movie episode when they give him a deputy car look. But even when they do custom appearances for Mater, there is always a piece missing from the guy. Do you already know what we're talking about? Exactly, the engine hood. No matter how good in his costume for the role of a mad scientist, or even his other role as the President of the United States, they never bother giving the guy a new engine hood. And of course, as these costumes are part of a Carlywood production, it's a really big mistake to create them in such an incomplete fashion. We'd think that somebody would get fired in that production department, but given that both Mater and McQueen are let go from the movie in the end as they take a different direction from the show, we doubt anyone cares about a missing engine hood. We may never see a complete version of Mater that sticks with the character.
You promised to help me flush those other gas bags off my mountain.
Yep. We'll do whatever you say.
In episode 9, the last one of the series, we finally get to see Mater and McQueen go to Mater's sister's wedding, whatever that is. And we also get to witness this weird, hyper-competitive dynamic between the two siblings. In order to decide who's better, they both go full 10-year-old mode and start suggesting all kinds of childish tests and games. Reverse driving races, a lawn drawing contest, a tree climbing race, a gymnastics competition, an oil drinking competition, the classic rock, paper, scissors match, Jenga, House of Cards building, a stare-off contest, and even a spelling bee in which Mater excels, destroying his sister by spelling this word. Yeah, don't expect me to spell it. That's not gonna happen. See the mistake yet? We don't want to fall into any stereotypes here, but if we follow the character construction that the franchise has made so far, we really doubt that Mater is the kind of car, who's a specialist in spelling. It's only in the first episode of the series that he starts accepting some educational entertainment to enter his life, which he clearly tells us he's not really into the academic side. Anyways, after this long series of games, contests, races, and matches, Mater's sisters defeat him 51-100, which instead of solving their problems, only made them worse. Who would know that the solution for a situation like this was some therapy session, right? Good thing the multitask girl was there to save the day.
Monster trucks tend to do one thing, and that's smush everything in their path. I thought she was done with all that.
Did you expect to find all of these mistakes in this new miniseries? Have you watched it even? In any case, you can even go to Disney Plus right now and binge watch it to find more mistakes we didn't mention. We guarantee by the end of the day, you'd be stuck with the intro song in your head. Anyways, that's all for today's video. Check the rest of our channel for more content about your favorite animated movies. And of course, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and turn your notifications on by hitting that little bell if you want to keep receiving awesome stuff like this. Bye.
Circus was amazing, but what are the chances I get discovered on stage and cast in a real movie?